This is how you win your VA disability claim. I don't care where you are in the process. Jordan, I have no idea where to start. Jordan, I'm just applying for an increase. I need to get over the hump. This is going to get you there to a win for your maximum rating in as little time as possible. So stay tuned, especially to number 4 and 5, okay? This is going to change your financial life for you and your family by maximizing your tax-free pension. You think this is important? Yes, it is. So hit that like button. It's completely free and it helps me deliver value straight to you in a manner that respects your time. Let's get into it. The number one thing, vets, listen to me. The number one thing that you need for any VA rating that is going to win is what? A diagnosis. Coach Jay, I have symptoms, but I haven't been officially diagnosed. Can I go ahead and file for that? Yeah, you're wasting your time. Okay, you can, you're wasting your time. And a lot of veterans have come to me after having been clients of VA lawyers where they had them shoot at the wall and see what sticks, right? Throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. Oh, I'm gonna apply for this, this, and that. Guys, if anyone, any VA help service is telling you, oh, we can go ahead and apply for this because you have symptoms, but you don't have a diagnosis, they are wasting your time. They are sending you on a wild goose chase. Do not listen. You need a medical diagnosis. So what does this mean practically for you? Saying, Coach Jordan, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Where you should start is, number one, obtaining your service treatment records. So your treatment records, your medical records from when you were on active service. If you are having paper records, right? If you've got out of the military a long time ago, then you're going to go to the National Archives and apply to request your records there. Follow up with them. This is the real world, right? Not everything moves smoothly and quickly, and the government is certainly something that doesn't do that at all, ever. So the National Archives, you're gonna what? Request that, and are you gonna sit on your butt after you request it? No, because we are aggressive. We're going to follow up with them every month, every couple months. Set your alarm and say, hey, where are my records? I requested them on this date. Follow up again. Hey, where are my records? I requested them on this date. That's how we get our service treatment records. For those of us who got out more recently, it's digital, it's very easy. I'm gonna go ahead and include a video down below where we can easily pull those up within 15 minutes, okay? The digital records. Number two, after we have our diagnosis, and don't confuse this with a nexus letter, because a nexus does not necessarily mean a nexus letter, but we need a nexus. What is a nexus? A nexus is just service connection. Okay? A nexus is just service connection. Now, again, since we know and we've done our research and we've done our surveillance and we know what is on our service treatment records, now you're not wasting cash trying to get nexus letters for something you were already diagnosed with in service. Do you see how this is in order for a reason? Because I'm trying to save you cash and time. You don't need to pay $600, $800, $1,000 for a nexus letter for something you were diagnosed with in your service treatment records. But people are lazy and try to skip step one and then end up shelling out thousands of dollars getting nexus letters for something that was implicitly service connected due to being diagnosed in service. Okay? Now, what if you're diagnosed out of service? Okay? If you're diagnosed out of service longer than 1 year out of service, past that presumptive window for service connection, you are going to need to file, to go ahead and get a nexus letter. Okay? Now, what I go ahead and do for my Grandmaster VA Claims Academy clients, I do write nexus statements, customized. They are the best nexus statements in the industry, along with the best personal statements, but the nexus statements will have to be signed by a doctor, okay? If it's a mental nexus statement, they need to be signed by a psychiatrist, board certified. Otherwise, they need to be signed by their respective specialists in order to be the most compelling. So number one, we have our medical diagnosis. It's on file. We're not lazy. We laid eyes on it. Number two, we have our nexus. That means our service connection. Again, if we were diagnosed in service, that's implicitly service connected. We don't need a nexus letter. However, if we were diagnosed more than a year after service, we will need a nexus letter. Okay, we have that. Number three, we have our nexus here. Number three is so important. And this is almost as good as medical evidence. And this is the most secretive, okay, the least known portion of a winning VA claim. This is the difference between the top 1% VA claims, okay, the people who are actually hungry at maximizing their monthly tax-free pension and not, okay, the people who are passive and they're just going to get what they get and be happy. That is lay evidence. What is lay evidence? Personal statements. Okay, lay evidence is personal statements, okay, and buddy letters if that's the case. We don't do a lot of buddy letters here because personal statements are so important to your VA claim, okay? They are essentially what differentiates, for example, for headaches. Headaches, if you have a lay evidence personal statement, a good, solid, bulletproof personal statement, you're most likely going to get a 50% rating provided that you have bad headaches, as opposed to having the same exact symptoms and no lay evidence and getting a 30% rating. That is just for headaches. So imagine how much we are nickeling and diming ourselves by not having a good, bulletproof, perfectly written personal statement for each and every claim that you file. That is the VA Claims Academy way. Yes, I have you write a personal statement, or you can use, of course, the fully pre-written personal statement templates available at VA Claims Academy. First link in the description. I have you submit a personal statement for each and every claim because the slippage for not doing it, 10% here, minus 30% there, minus 10% here, it is way too much. And you know that the VA math is diminishing returns. So if you're nickeling and diming yourself by saving 15 minutes per personal statement because you were lazy or someone didn't tell you that you need to write a personal statement and give yourself a voice, guess what? That is harming your family in the long term. That's a lot of food off your family's table. Number 4, and here's where we're getting to the juicy bits. Again, hit that like button. It's completely free to you and helps me deliver value right to your family. Number 4 is going to be, let's get into it. We have our lay evidence, we have our nexus, we have our diagnosis, okay? Number 4 is going to be strategy. And calculating. Now, why do you want to do this? If you know how the VA is going to rate you, which we do, why? Because the VA rating is an open book test. Everything, all the criterion based for how the VA is going to rate your specific case is all published in black and white. Is it ambiguous? Yes. Is there room for human error? Yes. However, if you go ahead, click on the link in the description below and go to the free VA disability calculator at vaclaimsacademy.com, you can give yourself conservative estimates for what you are going to be rated for because, again, you already have that knowledge. You've gone through VA Claims Academy boot camp or what have you, or Combat Craig's boot camp or other quality education. You can give yourself conservative calculations for how you're going to get rated by the VA based on your lay evidence and medical evidence. And you can essentially know what percentage you're going to get during this calculation, okay, at the end of it. You're going to know your decision already. Now, if you calculate it and, for example, you're at 94%, oh, shoot, I need an extra 20%. Okay, I need something extra. I need something to squeeze me up to 95%. How can I bulletproof my lay evidence? How could I make sure I didn't miss any diagnoses in order to where I don't cost my family over $1,000 per month by falling short one actual percentage point, which in reality in VA math is like 20, maybe even 30%, to get from 94, which is rounded down to 90%, up to 95, which is rounded up to 100% compensation, and you give yourself a chance to get permanent and total to where you never have to talk to the VA again. You think this step is important? The strategizing and calculating, yes, that is important because, again, you could be in that danger zone where you need to tighten up everything here. That way you can absolutely cash in on a 4-figure difference of tax-free pension, once in a lifetime opportunity, okay? And finally, number 5 is attack, okay? We are going to file. And when we file, we have nothing else left to the imagination. When we file and submit this claim, okay, we have everything. It is like getting indicted by the feds for RICO, okay, like racketeering. Whenever someone gets indicted by the feds for RICO, for racketeering, there's a 99, 98% conviction rate. Why? Because the feds have done everything up to that point to prepare in order to get you locked up forever, right? They have your friends who snitched on you, they have text messages, they have wiretaps, they have everything, all the documents, all the receipts. Once you're indicted, it's pretty much done. It's a foregone conclusion. And we have everything. All the lay evidence, all the nexus statements. We know exactly how the VA says they're going to rate us. We know what our rights are, what they aren't. We even calculated a conservative estimate of what percentage we're going to get. We have our strategy already laid out via VA Claims Academy, the same strategy that got me 100% permanent and total. And I have even since refined it since then. It's all outlined in the premium course. And now we unleash, absolutely attack with devastating force and surgical precision. That is how you win, fellow vets. That is how you win. I get a little passionate about this, I get excited, but this is how you win from very start to finish. If you have extra questions, go ahead and sound off in the comments down below. Again, hit that like button because it helps other fellow vets find this information which needs to get out, especially number 3 and number 4. Veterans need to hear this information. Like this, share this. Other than that, let me know what you need, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.